Yeah, so the thing is, right, we live in a world where I have a Christmas playlist. And on there is the Mary Campbell version of Old Lang Syne from the Six and the City 2 soundtrack.
Okay, tell me you're going to link this back to Huawei. Okay.
I fired up my Christmas playlist because 'tis the season to do such things, and that song is no more available in my market on Google Play Music or on Apple Music.
Yes, okay, that is so freaking crushing. So I had that happen to a book. I downloaded a book, an audio book, and it just disappeared.
So we don't own our content. We buy the devices.
Yeah, you buy the right to use it.
You buy the rights to use things.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's been the case with so much intellectual property. Windows the same. You think you own a copy of Windows? You do not. You own the right to use Windows on your PC.
And that's why you can now upgrade for free to whatever new ones they have, and they push those updates out to you. And it's very difficult to roll back. But anyway, that is a great way to segue into the 64th episode of the Overclocked podcast. I am Lindsey Schutters, Sharpshooters on the internet, on social media, that opinion guy on the internet. And I'm joined as always by Gavin Dudley, my co-host, my good friend, tech luminary, the venerable Sir. How are you doing?
Hi, good.
Editor of
good with the
Tech
praise
Magazine,
singing.
Largest consumer technology magazine on shelf in South Africa.
That's right, and sort of edging its way online very slowly. Falteringly,
slowly
reaching the internet, clawing its way in. Yeah.
Gavin, why do big cities hate Uber?
No, that's the thing. They don't. I mean, can you imagine New York without Uber? Can you imagine Cape Town without Uber? Can you imagine London without Uber? I cannot imagine these places.
Frankfurt without Uber anything further than from the airport to the hotel, because that's actually what happens.
Really? Interesting. Okay. Because, I mean, it's just become a part of the modern travel landscape, man. Yeah. Now, the kind of people who can't deal with Uber are the kind of people who just want to hold up progress, frankly.
No, they have established taxi networks where they have unionized their drivers and treat their people with respect, unlike Uber does, who treats all of their drivers.
No one treats anyone with respect. I don't know who suddenly wants respect.
But I kind of understand. Like, I understand the Parisian thing. So in Paris, it's €10 just to call out the Uber.
Really? Yeah. I was unaware of that.
In for €10.
Okay.
And then you start paying. Then you pay for the.
But our context is that the transport. What are they called? The people who control transport in London, there's like a body that does it, have for the second time withdrawn Uber's license. So, I mean, it's just imagining London without Uber is pretty weird. Although, up till 5 or 6 years ago, there was no freaking Uber in London anyway.
Taxi,
so,
and I mean, there's industries devoted to holding up that. There's like car companies that produce the vehicles and maintenance networks, and there's like a lot of people. And then there's
the taking of the test. What's it called again? The knowledge.
That sort of thing.
It's a whole industry. The London. Well, in New York as well. There's a whole industry around who has medallions for what.
Cape Town doesn't have that sort of thing. So for like emerging cities like Cape Town or emerging like global cities, these things work out fine.
Okay, so what's really going on in London is Uber's still allowed to operate while it challenges the withdrawing of its license. So, and that's what happened the first time around, which is why Uber hasn't ever actually stopped in London. It's just fighting a constant uphill battle.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, I suppose if the UK can leave Europe, they could probably function without Uber in London.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona does well. I mean, we go there for Mobile World Congress. There was no Uber until very recently.
Yes.
You had to use like this weird app like for their taxi service, which worked out really well.
Actually. Okay.
But it was a nice way to get going. I just wasn't comfortable uploading my credit card details to
a random
service.
Yeah.
And if you travel, are cash options, so you just use it to like hail the cab, and then you can.
Okay. So I mean, we like using Uber in Cape Town, for example, because the taxi service here is a bit of a minefield.
Yeah.
But in very first world economies where taxi service is well established, it can be very efficient, can be very reasonable to use, especially if they're appified a bit. Yeah. Maybe you won't miss Uber as much as you might in Cape Town.
Yeah, that's the only thing is the convenience of being able to be in a single car, like as a single person in a car, like very personalized transport. You don't have to go through any predetermined hubs or anything. And the app experience is really good and safe, and they built in a lot of stuff.
So I'm quite surprised at your position. I thought you would have been outraged that you'd be deprived of Uber. But as you say, you've used a couple of the appified international taxi services, and they work just fine.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So it's
fun fact, electric scooters are illegal in London too.
Yeah. They're struggling to win anywhere, actually. Damn, electric scooters. I mean, I could imagine people dying quite easily on an electric scooter in South Africa, actually. Okay, but enough about the Uber story. They're fighting for their license for the second time.
Yeah, and you're still trying to figure out what TikTok is. We are too old to know what TikTok is.
No, well, when TikTok launched, I immediately jumped on board just to sort of reserve my username and so on. And I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing. All I saw were these full screen, vertical aspect videos. They would just play in a continuous stream, and every third one was so hysterical I nearly fell off my chair laughing. Some of them were so fantastic. And I don't have a lot of time for that thing, so I thought I'd just get a taste of TikTok so that I'm conversant in what it does. When I went back to it 2 or 3 weeks later, the videos weren't nearly as funny, and it clearly had been taken over by a whole different demographic to when it launched. And it was much more youthful, and people were doing dance steps and all sorts of things, and they weren't nearly as funny as the first videos I'd watched. And to be honest, I struggled to navigate it and figure out what I was doing.
Because we're too old, man.
Yeah, we're too old.
I was too old for Snapchat as well.
Okay, all right.
Snapchat, I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Okay, so if you were going to try and summarize TikTok to a non-user, you would say it is a social media video service.
It's like
user-created
Instagram
content.
Stories, but that's the only interface, and you can make things to music and. Yeah,
so it's YouTube, but it's a very short format. Short format YouTube.
And it's very creative. There's a couple of kids who are doing some very, very creative things in there.
Okay.
Like very high-end, like production level music video type stuff.
So in the way that Instagram kind of became the photo sharing network, although it's
Instagram
evolved beyond that now,
but
chat network.
Front.
Oh yes, okay.
For e-commerce.
Okay.
Because Kylie Jenner, as you well would know, everyone scoffed when Time called her to like.
Youngest billionaire?
Yeah, the youngest billionaire. And then she went and sold 51% of the company to Coty for $600 million, which works out neatly to a $1.2 billion evaluation.
Yes, no.
So
I honestly believe
very much worth $1 billion, clearly. And 90% of that marketing was done via Instagram.
Okay, so you mean she marketed her own product on Instagram?
Yes,
okay.
To her followers.
As in bought advertising space, or as in started a feed with her stuff in it?
Converted her own social feed
into
Shopfront, and then as Instagram added different tools for e-commerce things,
exploited them all.
Click on the different things
to
and
purchase.
go directly to purchase, and swipe up to go to the link, sort of thing. That has aided in the growing of that company, and I think within the first quarter next year, before March, I think Instagram is probably going to hit a bigger market valuation than their parent company, Facebook.
Yeah, no, I could see how that could happen. Okay, so I haven't completely missed the Instagram buzz. I don't check Instagram feeds and so on, but I have a much better working knowledge of what it is and what it does. Now, you say they're going to hide the likes on Instagram, right? Which I know they've been experimenting with in different markets, and it's turned out to be quite positive from what I understand,
but
which is why they now.
For that.
But now they want to roll it out everywhere. Okay, so explain what the impact will be.
The reason for that is, if you are a content creator and you are or influencer and you're making money through your Instagram metrics, you now no longer have access to Instagram metrics, so you can't make a good case to brands because you have no evidence.
You can't tell them I had an average of 100 likes.
The advertisers have to go through Instagram to get the metrics, and then Instagram controls the pot and splits it up as they see fit.
Okay, so is that basically how it works? Okay.
Facebook's gonna Facebook.
All right.
That's how YouTube.
Okay, but that's a nice cogent explanation for why the like thing. Okay, so they want to insert themselves into the business transaction between the influencer and the sponsor.
They're masking it as like, we're trying to undo like the social ills.
But actually they just want to.
That we've sowed of malcontent, depression.
Okay.
And,
suicide. Okay. All right. Okay.
But that's, that boils down to that. And then, Gavin, I just need to touch on this. There's a story up on that opinionguy.co.za. The Cybertruck, man. The Tesla Cybertruck.
Man,
it is the most beautiful,
I love the
Cybertruck.
I love the Cybertruck. It's straight out of Blade Runner, man. It's just amazing. And it's not just the appearance. It's a clever bloody idea.
Yes.
You know?
So here's my take.
We're talking about Tesla's new Bucky that they launched, which doesn't look anything like a Bucky, but functions like a Bucky.
2021, competitively priced against the Ford F-150. Ford F-150 is important as a market reference because it is the biggest selling car in the United States and in the top 5 of biggest selling single model vehicles.
It's a
in
Bucky,
the world.
guys. It's the Ford F-150 Bucky. It's like a
So
an iconic vehicle.
So
there.
everyone was expecting like something that was going to look more like a traditional
A bucky.
and
No.
and what rolled out on stage was pretty much a triangle with wheels.
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
a 3-year-old will probably draw.
And
as a
yeah, but it was amazing because it was stuck in this bare metal, and it
Yeah.
had these like hectic knobble tires
And, like,
and
light bars
angular
instead of
windows
headlights,
and
yeah.
stuff. Amazing,
So for me, it's important because, of course, our future mobility solutions should not look like anything we have on the road right now.
Okay.
We need to break the
Okay,
idea
sure,
of...
sure,
Because
sure,
if you're
sure.
going to judge electric cars against current cars, it's like judging a fish on the ability to climb a tree.
yeah. Okay, all right.
We need a complete
paradigm
reset.
shift. Yeah,
paradigm
okay.
shift, and this is it. I think
Okay.
it's got the ranges on point, the options are on point,
Yeah.
like everything that they've done with it, the packaging so far. We don't know how much it's going to make into production. We'll find out this time next year, probably when their production models that will roll
Yeah.
out, start going into production.
So the base model is 37. Eh?
yeah, it's like
$37,000.
$40,000,
Yeah.
and a base model Ford F-150
Yeah.
starts at $40,000.
Yeah. The crowd was oohing and eyeing when the price was announced. I don't necessarily understand what the bucky market in the US looks
Yeah.
like, but I think they were amazed that a product that ahead of its time could cost as little as that.
And
As
look
37,000
that
and look that
ridiculous.
ridiculously cool. Unbelievable. So, I mean, they went into all sorts of demos of how the body panels can't easily be damaged and that kind of thing.
Stainless steel. I
Yeah.
don't think that's gonna cold rolled steel.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's gonna fly when it comes to
Mass production.
or road safety.
Ah.
I don't think it's gonna meet requirements.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
You need to have crumple zones for pedestrian safety and for hitting other cars as well.
I say, yeah, you don't want to win every time.
I think majority of it will be out of steel because they instead of building all the components onto a frame or underslung
Yes.
chassis, they
Moved the weight to the outside.
They built an exoskeleton and then kind of put all the bits inside.
Because in an electric car there are a whole lot less moving parts,
Yes.
so they don't have
But
to
anyway,
do that.
I think it's a vitally important car. Like
Yes,
just,
yes.
Just to
Up
just
the
as
ante.
as a tentpole
Yeah,
for
yeah.
electrification. But then, Gavin,
So just in case you missed it at the beginning, that is the new Tesla car, which is called the Cybertruck,
Yes.
and it's only due out the end of next year.
yes,
At the
2021,
first models will be end of next year. Yeah.
So, Gavin, this is Black Friday week.
Oh my
And
goodness.
we're going into Christmas.
Okay,
So a lot of people will be buying smartphones on the cheap.
All right.
Or for loved ones.
Okay, sure.
Getting it As their contracts come up.
and
With the
even
Christmas bonus.
Yeah, even Christmas gifts and Black Friday together, a lot of people will be looking at phones. Can I just say up front that I object to these consumer marketing campaigns in which people are duped into buying stuff they don't need just because it was at a cheap price. It's really bad for the planet. It's really bad for your personal fiscus. It's just really bad in lots of different ways.
And in
if there's-
Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And Father's Day and Mother's Day.
But if there's something you genuinely need and you know you need it, be it a toaster, be it a phone, maybe now is the time to go and commit. All
So,
right.
Gavin, this is the time of year where I like to say, wait for next year. Because
Tricky.
all the Android phones come out in the first quarter.
Yes.
The Galaxy S10.
Well, not all, but a big,
The
big
ones that
proportion.
matter.
Okay.
Like the P series, Huawei,
Right.
the S series, Galaxy.
Okay.
They come out around Mobile World Congress, which is March-ish, normally on sale at the end of the first quarter. The iPhone SE2 is slated to come out in March as well, which will be the iPhone 8 body with the iPhone 11 internals.
I have my doubts about them doing it. Okay, but your point is a lot of new phones will come out in the first
Yes,
quarter of next
but
year.
then it is also best to grab a good
on Black Friday.
grab a good deal when it's there.
Right. So
Gavin, when you're
let's just
shopping
talk
for-
about what do you call a good deal? We've just had a pre-discussion in which we've established that phones over 10,000 rand, you've got to make a much stronger case for them than before. Unless you have very specific requirements in photography or in multimedia or in something else, there's very little a phone above 10,000 rand can do that a phone at 6 or 7 or 8,000 rand can't do. So all those flagship phones, starting at 12 and going up to 18 and 19 and 20, you've got to have a very good, well thought out case, because simply having more processing power, bigger screen, none of that really applies anymore. You can get all that stuff much cheaper now, below 10,000
But
rand.
if you can afford to drop above 10,000 Rand on a new personal computer that you use every single day as your primary computer machine, and you want the best experience, so the fastest, the best screens, the best cameras, that sort of things, I am now converting everyone who I care for. And I care for you, my wonderful devoted audience. There is no reason to buy a competitive Android device at the same price as an iPhone 11.
Sure.
iPhone 11 is what you want. Apple did the obvious things. They gave you a bigger battery, so the battery is competitive and better than 90% of what's available.
Okay, let's not go on about why to get an iPhone. That wasn't the topic.
I'm just saying, like, what do you want? How do I measure a phone?
Lindsey did point out to me that the iPhone 11, just the standard model, which might well be the one you want, is now 15,000 Rand, which is a good 2,000 or 3,000 below where it started pitching. So.
Yeah, and you'll probably get a couple of deals like
maybe
now. And then so when I'm looking at a phone, I'm looking at camera performance. That's always high on my list. Screen performance, secondly, and then like battery is kind of a little bit higher than screen performance. Actually, those are the three things.
And RAM, like RAM, I think is the forgotten spec that really matters. Power. Yeah, RAM really matters, man.
But like where I'm shopping for like the best available components at the time, so it will be like the flagship processor, which will come with decent RAM. Like nowadays.
Okay, but how are you helping the listeners at this point? They don't know what phone to get. I mean, explain what phone they must get, or explain what they must look for in the phone. We all know what you look for in a phone, but I mean,
so things like battery life, for instance, it's very intangible. Because my Galaxy S10 has a 3500.
Galaxy S10. We all know the Galaxy S10. Yes.
It has a 3500 milliamp hour battery. It has a massive, beautiful screen, but
I'm going to cut you short there. Yeah. Okay. Basically, almost every phone now has a screen of 6 inches.
Yes.
You actually struggle to find a phone with less than 6 inches. And my feeling is that if you have a 6-inch phone or bigger, you really should get a 4,000 milliamp hour battery or bigger. That's my equation. 6-inch screen, 4,000 milliamp hours. Yeah. Every now and then there's an exception. But I found one or two exceptions, but that's the equation to get a reasonable day and a half of life.
That doesn't give the full story. Like the Galaxy
it doesn't. But it's a rule of thumb.
For instance, 4,200 milliamp hour battery. Battery life, which is comparable to an S series, the S10 that I have. So you get about 4 hours of screen on time. If you're driving it really hard, if you're playing a game on there, you can toast that thing within 3 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, you see, people can't really compare that stuff because everyone's usage is so completely different. The brightness settings are different. The resolution settings are different. My rule of thumb is screen bigger than 6 inches. Make sure you get at least a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. That's just the broad rule of thumb. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas on the iOS ecosystem on iPhones, it is a lot more predictable.
No, I'm still busy.
The good battery life is good battery life regardless of usage. If you're firing up, like you on Saturday, you're going out to the market and you're taking pictures, and then you're going and you're walking on the promenade and you're taking pictures.
And then your phone dies. Because if you've got an iPhone, that's just the point at which your phone dies.
Rubbish.
Rubbish.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone who I care for, I'm shifting over to iPhone 11, iPhone 10R.
No,
that's where you want to put
we are going to do an empirical test on this. I don't care what they say about their better battery life. It just doesn't work. Yeah, I look at price. I look at what's affordable and what's reasonable. Because there's so much choice now, I believe, that you can actually afford to go into the equation looking at price as your first criteria. I think you have to work very hard to justify paying more than 8,000 Rand. I think between 5,000 and 8,000 are all your sweet spots right there. You can get fantastic phones for 3,500 Rand, make no mistake. But if you're taking your phone life seriously, between 5,000 and 8,000, at around 8,000, my overall winner is, I regret to announce, the Samsung A70. It is a fantastic phone, really slim, great battery life. Jeez, I think I got like 2.5 days battery out of that thing. Massive screen. I think it was the biggest screen of any phone we'd ever used, but it doesn't feel like it because it's very slim. I'm not the biggest Samsung fan, but I had to allow for this. The Samsung A70 is my winner at the 8,000 Rand mark. At the sort of 6,500 Rand mark, we have the Huawei Y9, which is another fantastic phone. It just checks all the boxes. I really struggle to fault the phone. From the battery, to the screen, to the processing power, the multimedia, I struggle to fault the phone. And again, you know, I'm leading with price here. That's 6,500 Rand. At around 6,000 Rand, we have a Hisense H30, which was one of my favorite phones. It now feels a little on the heavy side compared to its competitors, but it was a great phone. And then we hit the Huawei Y7,
Yeah.
which is a 5,000 Rand phone, and so we go. But I mean, all of these guys have got multiple camera setups. They've all got batteries in excess of 4,000 milliamp hours. They've all got screens well in excess of 6 inches. It's very hard to fault a phone that's doing well there. And if they look robust, they come with covers in the box, most of them. It's hard to kind of fault the package. The way you go wrong is if you think you're getting a free lunch somewhere. So you find a phone of an obscure brand or an obscure model number that has a big screen at a low price, and unusually low price. There is no spectacular mega deal out there. They actually all make sense if you work it out. This one's got 2 cameras, that one's got 3 cameras, that's why he costs more.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. So, there's no way to cheat the market in that sense. But I really think you want to look really hard between 5,000 Rand and 8,000 Rand. Those are where all the best phones are right now, in my opinion. They've got the best tech that's come down from the phones well above them. They've solved battery life issues. And because they're going to sell a lot of those phones, they will always have updates happening for those phones.
So Gavin,
that's my story.
Since it is Black Friday week, Black Friday Eve.
Did I hijack your topic by just telling you everyone doesn't want an iPhone, Lindsay?
No.
Okay.
I think we've given our consumer advice.
All right, good.
Going into that.
Good,
so now we
good,
need to give some more consumer advice.
Right.
Gavin, take a lot.
Yes.
Open that Take a Lot app. The Blue Dot sale is going crazy right now. I cannot actually. I got so excited.
Yeah, I know.
I
tick like 6 things right off, man.
Just your top 2 tech treasures.
Gosh.
This is real value for Black Friday sort of shopping.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable, actually, in some cases.
Everybody has probably seen the Volcano Bazooka speaker, right? It's like this horrible black tube thing.
Yes.
But my expectations were so low for what things were going to sound like, and it sounded far better than I expected it to sound. So if you've got maybe young kids and they want a speaker for their room, they're not obsessed with quality, they just want it to look good and sound hectic. The Volcano Bazooka speaker is now $300. That's like almost half the price of what it started at. You can't really go wrong. It's not going to be audiophile quality or anything close to that. But for $300 you can't go wrong. Here's another thing that I thought might solve an unusual problem. Now, I can't be convinced of this because I'm not an Apple Watch user, but you can get a rugged case for your Apple Watch. So if you want to take your Apple Watch kite surfing or rock climbing or something insane like that, which, as I've pointed out, that's exactly what you don't use your Apple Watch for.
But people
you can get a ruggedized case that goes around the phone and it's got a tougher strap and so on, and that's only $150. That will save you from losing your 7,000 Rand phone in the water or down a cliff. So do look at the Rugged Pro Apple Watch strap for $150. My last choice, and I'm a big fan of these things, is the digital photo frame. Everyone's taking digital photos all the time, and then the only place you can see anyone's photos is on Facebook, unless you upload it to your digital photo frame, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a tiny little screen, normally with a cheesy, like, fake wooden frame around it. But you can either Bluetooth pictures onto that frame from your phone, or you can load up a memory card full of pictures and slip the memory card into the frame. And those will then display on your mantelpiece in your home. You can have them rotate on a 1-minute basis or a 5-minute basis or whatever suits you. But it's always great to walk past and just see random family pictures. It's like all art that's very memorable that no one ever sees because they're not on Facebook. Okay, so the PhotoMate digital photo frame is 10 inches. That's the size of an iPad, and it's 600 Rand.
Can I just blow your mind?
Oh, please do.
Because I'm looking at your list and I see that it's not there, and I'm actually surprised that it isn't.
No, there were things I ticked that didn't end up on my list.
So
I don't know why.
Sennheiser HD 440 Bluetooth
I ticked that.
headphones.
It didn't go on the list.
Normal retail price, 2,500 Rand. Right now, Blue Dot sale, 61% off, $900.
Yeah. That's killer.
This
is killer.
aptX HD.
Yeah.
Bluetooth, not noise cancelling though. The noise cancelling ones you're gonna have to add extra 1,000 Rand to your price, which is still a steal for the 450s.
But those really are killer headphones. You will never look back.
Yeah. If you want to listen to this. If you want to listen to this podcast in the way that the creators intended, treat yourself to the Sennheiser HD 440 Bluetooth headphones going for 899 Rand right now.
Agreed.
Then the Logitech K400 Plus wireless touch keyboard that has an integrated trackpad on it. Normal price $600. Right now $300, 50% off.
And this is really what you're going to pair with your TV setup, right?
Yeah. So this is PC to TV.
So if you need to search for things on YouTube or search for things in Netflix, it's great to have a keyboard handy.
The only thing I don't like about it is that it uses two things I don't like about it. One, it uses the little dongle thing. So you plug that in, it will take up a USB port on your devices, that 2.4 gigahertz dongle. And the second one, it takes AA batteries, so it doesn't have rechargeable.
That is irritating. Yeah, you really want rechargeable.
But like I've tested this thing myself. Just the key, just the typing abilities of it, and it just works plug and play.
Okay.
As you would expect.
And the trackpad is great. You can just navigate your way quickly around some of these interfaces.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
My third thing, if I'm just gonna sneakily put it in there, the Samsung 43-inch Smart UHD TV.
Yes, I saw that there.
Is down. It's usually 7,300 rand. They say it's usually 7,500. It's down to 5,000 rand.
Okay, and what model number is that exactly? Have they given a model number?
They haven't given. It's just a 43-inch Smart UHD.
Oh, that's tricky because you're going to go to the store and there are going to be tons of them.
UA43RU7100KXXA.
So that's the Series 4 models. I'm not a big fan of the Series
7, is it?
It starts with a 4,000.
No, it's a UA43, so that's the size, 43 inches.
Oh, yes, sorry. So
it's a Series 7.
Series 7, much better, much
Series
more like it. I was about
TV.
to say it's overpriced for a Series 4,
Yeah, so that's got
Series
full
7 is great.
native UHD. It's a great panel. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's a sort of a 10, 12-year-old.
It's Dolby Vision and HDR 10 plus.
Yeah. This is the kind of TV you're actually going to watch this TV for another 10, 12 years. I kid you not. Yeah.
And it's in that optimal size that will fit most homes.
We keep arguing about
the sub 55 inch. 43 is what you need, man. 43 has got slim bezel, so it might even fit into those old wall units.
I think TVs are definitely a Christmas tree item, and I think that's a good option. So it's a Samsung Series 7, it's a 43 inch.
Your privilege is.
No.
My Christmas tree has never seen it.
No, but it's the kind of the big ticket item that everybody, the whole family is going to benefit from, which is how Dad manages to justify it.
Yeah. On the site, on the website, opinionguy.co.za, finally my How to Fix South Africa's Water Crisis video is going live today. That's been a bit of a monster edit. There's updates on the Cybertruck and my musings on that. There'll be a little bit of a smartphone sort of industry snapshot, like kind of best phones for 2019 sort of thing going on there. Gavin, what's happening on your side?
We're busy preparing a feature about affordable laptops. So affordable used to be below 10 grand, but now we've decided affordable is more like below 14, 15 grand, because there's just great PCs to be had that will last longer than the minimum 3 years if you can spend a little more, and there are great products below 15 grand. So we like to hang around the 10,000 rand mark on laptops for people, but we're extending ourselves to 15,000 rand for people who have specific business requirements and so on. So we're putting that together for the next issue of the magazine. Also in that issue of the magazine, we are dealing with driverless cars, not electric cars, driverless cars. It's a different business. Okay.
Cool. That's it.
Over and out.